Hello, this is Lolita with whatever Lolita wants, Lolita gets. Um, Let me see where my glasses are. Where art thou, oh glasses? In case I need them. I need to put a few curls in my hair. All right, let me zoom in. I don't plan for this to be very long. Y'all, I got one of those little headbands I see everybody else wearing when they do their makeup and stuff. So I'm not. I just took all my makeup off and did my cleanse. Uh, so yeah, I want to talk about boundaries while I do my skincare. Um, and this is off the cuff, like everything, because I do all my videos live until I start doing them, recording them, and some of them I've recorded and then uploaded, but everything has pretty much been live and off the cuff. Anyway, putting on some serum. Um, Boundaries. Um, People who love you, people who like you, people who respect your boundaries. People and vice versa. If you love somebody, if you like somebody, if you respect somebody, you respect their boundaries. You want to know what they are, and if they come to you and say, "Hey, listen, this happened and I didn't feel good about that. Let's talk about it and see if we can get through that because we're all human beings." That I get. And this talk is coming from recent events, okay? I'll just say that. But I'm not naming anybody because people have to live their lives, all right? And I'm not trying to shame anybody or embarrass anybody publicly. But yeah, when and it can take time, particularly when you're talking about hello everybody as you come in, particularly when you're talking about certain relationships that you didn't choose. Okay, um, when people over time show a consistency of disrespect. Um, and a lot of times in these dynamics, sometimes it's overt, depending on the set of people you're talking about. And then in a lot of cases, like the case I'm talking about, it has been more of a throw rock hide hand kind of thing, or I did this or I said this but you took it wrong, or I did this or I said this but you have an emotional or instability problem and it's the way you took it. And I guess I don't really get that because I've always been the kind of person, I'm not passive aggressive. I don't throw rocks and hide my hands. And this, I'm not saying this out of pride, but if I don't like something, I just don't like it. If I don't like somebody, even if it's somebody the world would say I'm supposed to like, if I don't like them, I just don't like them, and I don't try to hide that. So, me knowing that about myself, I don't pretend. I'm not pretentious. If I don't like something, I don't mind all out saying it. If I don't care for somebody, if the occasion arises and it needs to be said, not because not everything we think needs to be said. I get that. And I do have restraint. uh, if the occasional rises and there's the opportunity to let this be known, no, I don't really care for you. I don't mind doing that. I'm not a person, like I said, that throws rocks and hide hands. I'm very straightforward, not to be rude, but I don't play mind games with people. But I'm finding that a lot of people play games and play mind games and will deliberately overstep your stated boundaries intentionally because they have no intention of respecting you. They get something out of crossing your boundaries. Those are unhealthy, toxic people. And no matter who they are, once I've learned that once I realize it's been because there's been cases where it has taken years of me going over different instances for me to finally come to the conclusion. And it kind of hurts when you sit really when it really sinks in. They these people have been treating me like this not because of learned dysfunction. It could be some of that, but they really want me to be in this box and think I'm just supposed to stay there and like it. One, you cannot have a genuine relationship with those type of people. And I have come to that conclusion. And in coming to that conclusion, I have realized that, hello, in coming to that conclusion, I have realized because I've realized that there is no circumstance, no life circumstance, not life, not death, not sickness, is meant to bring about reconnection. And I've had enough of it because I tried reconnecting after a death. And the death was the only reason for reconnection. And went through 6 or 7 more years after said death of relationship, some good, because people who want to treat you in a certain way and want to get you back into the box they want you in and they're comfortable with you being in, if you've spent some time apart and gone no contact with them for a while, but say something comes up and it brings you back together, if those people that you broke contact with to protect yourself and to protect your boundaries and your mental health, if they enjoy you being in a certain box and they don't want to see you in any higher of a level, they will give you a mixed bag to get you back engaged. So you're going to have some good experiences with them that's going to say, okay, well, maybe things have changed. But then over time, they say things, they do things just to see if you'll take it again. And then it keeps going and back. And then because what they're trying, like a snake, trying to slither back around you and get you back into the same box they want you in and old habits of mistreating you. You're supposed to just take it because this is so and so and this is so and so. That's unhealthy. I will not do that. I would rather be by myself and find common-minded people that have boundaries and respect boundaries before I deal with unhealthy people like that. Yeah. So that's really all I wanted to talk about was boundaries. Um, have some, you know, we're all human. We make mistakes. Be willing to acknowledge your mistakes. Uh, and I've also learned that everybody's path is different. And I have found out, and it has been, I'm not just finding out, it's just really been driven home to me. Universe, higher self really wants me to get this. And I got it. I got it. It got driven home that it does not matter what who the person is. If they can't respect your boundaries, they do not deserve your presence in life, in sickness, nor in death. Okay? So, and I'm not so much trying to talk at anybody. This is something I'm pretty much just sharing, kind of just, I guess, like a video diary. And it was on my mind. So, but yeah, that's really all I wanted to talk about. Hello, hello. So I've got on my serum, and so now I'm going to put on my moisturizer, and then that's it. I've already done my bathing and stuff, and I'm getting ready to go to sleep. Okay, and because that's another thing. That's another thing. When people are in your life and they don't respect your boundaries, and you stand up for yourself, it's tiring. It's energy draining. And yeah, that's too much for me, and that's not a price I'm willing to pay to stay connected to anybody. I haven't met anybody worth that. So, like I said, that's all I wanted to say. I'm going to put a few rollers in my hair and drink some water, and then I'm going to bed. We shall talk later. Oh, let me say this. I'm saying we'll talk later, but as I have stated in the one video that is still remaining up, um, I'm evolving. Okay. I spent my life in religion, and the religion I was in was Christianity. And not just in it, I started teaching and had license to teach when I was in middle school. Okay, so I've been doing it ever since. Even having come out of Christianity, um, I still find myself going back to like teachy like moments. I really want all of that purged. If it gets redeemed some kind of way, in another way for the good of people, then that's fine. But right now, because the videos that I've done have pretty much leaned towards that, that's why I deleted them. Um, and that because that's not what I'm wanting to be about and be known for. Um, so I'm evolving because I don't know exactly what I want to do with my channel. I was thinking about makeup, and yes, I like makeup, but I there's so many makeup channels, you know, and who knows, I may be end up being another one. All right, so but I'm giving it some thought. So I'm saying all that to say thank you to my subscribers, but I want to let you know that I may be taking some time off and not be on social media or making YouTube videos for a period of time to just let my being just rest and do some needed recovery and soul searching to see what direction do I really even want to do YouTube. Um, to see what I want to do next, and if I do want to do YouTube, what exactly I want to do with it. Um, I thought about discussing like events and things that are but I'm really not trying to get into the vibration that a lot of people are in now, that seems to be very low. So, there's things going on like the Wendy and Eddie Osefo case. I don't want to discuss that. Okay. I've made comments on it. I don't want to discuss Karen going to jail, even though I did. That for me, I can't live there to where I'm turning on my camera every day to talk about the latest low vibrational something event that someone did, action that someone took. That's not me. Let me see what you're saying. Let me put my glasses on so I can see. But I do hope you guys are doing well. So that bottom line is I'll be taking some time off, but just, if you choose to stay subscribed, I may come back, I may not. But if this is where we part ways, I want to thank you for your subscribing, for the time that you have, and just know that I may not be on here, y'all. But then again, I might. It just depends. Hold on, because these glasses are bothering me too. Let me see. Yeah. Whoever you are, I do not believe in Jesus, and you know that. And you're quite likely, well, you have to be either somebody who has heard me speak on YouTube, like checked into one of my videos, or you have to be somebody in that I'm familiar with outside of the internet. I do not believe in Jesus. If you believe in Jesus, please hold on tight to it. Okay? Hold on tight. All right? I don't believe in Jesus. I know better. Okay? But if that's where you are and that's where you want to be, stay there. And if you happen to be, because these scenarios, you're either over here from having listened to my videos, or you're somebody that is, like I said, I know in life. I don't believe in a Jesus, won't be back to a Jesus. If you want to stay deceived, enjoy it. Okay? And I don't care who you are. You could be a pastor, a bishop, a relative, a friend. I do not care. Okay? Don't know how better to tell you. Jesus didn't die for me or you. All right. And that's not fixing to take up my channeling conversation. So if you want to keep living a deceived life, you go right ahead. That is, you're entitled. All right. So that is all I want to say. But what I will say, close out with, is boundaries are important. And if people cross your boundaries, it's okay to disconnect from them. And you do not have to reconnect with them. Because when people show you that they intend to keep disrespecting you, they do not deserve your presence. All right. Bye. Good night.